Hello, what is up? This is the final part of the auto sculpture process. Today we're painting him. He's baked right here, ready to go. I did the legs the last 2 days. I didn't film a part of the video doing the legs because I felt like it was kind of unnecessary and it would have been boring. I also wanted to make sure I got him right, and sometimes I do get a little carried away when I'm filming this instead of focusing on... I feel like I look like a mad scientist right now. Do I? Even if I do, so what? I've got my apron, which is from the Target Christmas collection, but to me it looks like a barbershop, like vintage apron, not candy cane Santa Claus. Right? Please agree. Please say yes. Even if you think it looks like candy cane, please just agree. Don't tell me something else. My hair is turning pink. I gotta re-dye it. What was I saying? Something about him. Anyways, I did the legs. We're gonna paint him now. This is the last part of the sculpture process, and it is the most fun part. I enjoy every part of sculpting, but painting it is where it all comes together, and it's really fun for me, so it's the most fun. The most fun. Not that the other parts aren't fun. This is just the most fun part. So, let's get into it. I've got my list of things to say. I feel like I should have more stuff to say. It's been a few days since I filmed the video, and the things that I have written down, I wrote days ago, so I feel like these are so old, but I will also try to just think of stuff on the spot. So, let's go. This bracelet is pissing me off, so we're going to take it off while I paint, but I will put it back on when I'm done. Okay. I think we're ready to go, so let's turn on the above camera. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're synced up. We're ready to go. Here we go. I have a sketch right here. I will also put it up right here on the screen of the reference that I'm using to paint him. It's just a sketch that I did. But, ooh, yikes. But I am... Sorry, I'm writing something down so when I edit I can do this easier. I don't know exactly the vibe that we're going to go with. I do, but I don't. I'm okay with him being how he is in the sketch, but I do think I want a little more color variation besides just his buttons across the top, but we'll see. I'm kind of going to let myself go with the flow a little bit here and just paint and see what happens. I have these paints. This is the brand of paint that I use for all of my sculptures. I want to say Vallejo, but I know it's probably Vallejo because it's double L, which makes the Y sound. I don't know how the company pronounces their name, but these are the ones that I use. Awesome paint. Awesome paint. If you want to sponsor me, please do. Oh my gosh. I would do a sponsorship with them till the day that I die. I love their paint. Super opaque, super saturated, and a little bit goes a long way. I have never had to restock those paints, and I have made hundreds of things. All of the ghosties that I have sold last year, or all of the ghosties ever that I have ever sold in the history of 1205 Studios, have been painted with those paints, and I have never had to replace. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. The paints are awesome, but these are paints that I have never used, that I just have from them. I have a silver, another silver, and then a bronze. So I'm gonna do a couple swatches of these metallic paints because Otto is metal. He's metal. He's a metal robot, metallic. So we're gonna see how this looks, because I don't want him to just be like matte and flat, gray, silver, but I don't want him to be sparkly either, because he's not like sparkly. Oh wait, that's not the one I just mixed up. So we will see. I might just mix in like some silver with a darker gray or something. We'll see how it looks. I also ordered some insanely fine brushes. Like, do you see? These are nail art brushes for like nails, like when you get your nails done. But I've been needing some super fine tip brushes because I have a few, but they're not even close to being as fine as I would like. Like, this one is just not fine enough. I need like one singular strand of bristle. Okay. We're gonna go in with my favorite brush. This is the Simply Simmons Filbert in size 8. I love a filbert brush, especially for like bigger areas, and this is like the perfect size brush to kind of coat everything. I just reshaped all of my brushes actually. So life hack, if you use the orange dial soap bar, the same bars that you use when you clean your tattoos when you first get a tattoo, they do wonders for your brushes. Not only do they clean off all the paint on your brushes, but once you've cleaned them off, if you keep the soap a little bit damp, just a little bit damp, and then take your brush and just lightly graze over it and then kind of sculpt it and just let it there, it'll reshape your brush. And then when you go to use it again, you know how when you buy a new brush, it's a little stiff and you kind of have to like bend it and then it like cracks almost? It basically does that. I don't know where I learned that. I assume it was from someone's TikTok. But try that, because it works really well. Okay, we're going to do a few different swatches. So I'm going to take some white paint and mix. I'm just going to do simple. I'm going to mix it with the black. I don't care. Actually, no, I'm going to try to mix this white with this bronze right here and just see what happens. He's not silver, but he's not brown. He's like an aluminum material. So I gotta get him to like a gray, not a silver, but a gray. But I also want him to be a little bit metallic, but I can also finish him with some other stuff. I don't know if I like that color. That's still too white. I'm gonna add the tiniest drop of black. And we'll see. He's definitely like the color of, I mean, you saw the photo. That's the color he is. He's like, that's still too silvery. I don't know how to describe him. You know, he's aluminum. Aluminum? Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and wing it, and we're going to mix up a bunch of paint. And so be it. I can always paint over it. You can always do different layers and fix it. So we're going to just get into it. Let me tell you what I have written down. The other day, I think it was, today's Monday, the 22nd. So last week, I think it was, I don't know, it was either Wednesday or Thursday, somewhere over there. I don't remember the exact day. I could find it if I really wanted to, but I don't really care. It was one of the other days. I went to this forest in San Diego because Grace and I are trying to find bones. We've been wanting to go bone hunting and like find bones in the wild because antique stores charge you like $300 for bones, which is ridiculous. Okay, this is a pretty nice gray. I think we're going to start with that and see where this goes. Whoa, it's like the eclipse. Okay. We went bone hunting, and you know how when you walk into like a national park or just like a park in general that's like a trail. Ugh, this is a little... No, okay, I'm gonna do this as the base coat. I feel like that's a good base coat color, and then I can add the finishings and whatever else. You know when you walk into like a park or a trail, some type of a nature preserve type of thing, they have those big signs that are like, stay on the path, here's the wildlife in the area, blah blah blah. We're sitting in the car about to go out, and I could see the sign from where we were parked, and I saw mountain lions, and like there was like raccoons and stuff like that, and there were rattlesnakes, and like this, the typical like California wildlife at a trail park. Okay, I can't tell if this is just wet still or if it's picked up the metallic in it. This does look shinier over here than what it usually looks like, so I'm hoping it'll give him just a nice sheen. Oh, I forgot to grab the hairdryer again. I'll get it in a second. Oh, I have to remember that the camera dies. Sorry, I get so sidetracked. Do I have ADHD? I know I got something else, but I don't know if I have ADHD. I think I might. I get sidetracked. I don't know. We'll see. Psychiatrist vlog when. Anywho, why is it so dark? I need to turn this light up. I can't see anything. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to stay on one thought, but I can't. It's because this one isn't on. Okay. We're sitting in the car. I see the sign, and I'm like, context. I talked about it in the last video. Oh, also, I foreshadowed what was about to happen. And I will tell you, I hate snakes. Hate them. I really want to like them. This is what I said in the last video. I really want to like them, but I don't. They creep me out. I think that they're cool in theory, but I just can't be a snake person. I would love to be, and I feel like they would match my vibe, my aesthetic. They genuinely just really gross me out, and I don't like how they move. I don't like that they're like slithery. Ugh, I don't know why. I can't pinpoint it. I just don't like them, but I like the idea of them, or I like them in like, I don't even like looking at photos of them actually. I don't know what I'm saying. So anyways, we're sitting in the car, and I'm like, I'm gonna be so pissed off if we go there, don't find bones, but we find a rattlesnake. What are the odds we see a rattlesnake? I was like, I feel like we would see a mountain lion before we see a rattlesnake. And I said that, and we're walking along the path. There's a little river there, and it's like you have to walk up a hill. The hike is a mountain. You go up the mountain to the top of the mountain, come back down. I don't know if there's other stuff there, but it's mainly just like a mountain that you hike. So we hiked up about like halfway, and then we're like, okay, we're not going to find anything here. If we're going to find any type of bone, it'll probably be by the river, because there's been a decent amount of rain, so it would have washed it down to like the edge of the river. So we go back down. On the first incline, like right when you cross over the river, there's inclines that go back and forth up the hill. The first one going up, the first incline. Mind you, we're coming back down, so we're leaving back down. We're back on that first incline. We're not going up. We're going down, but we're on the first incline. I'm 10 feet ahead of Grace, maybe, and I pull off to the edge of the path. There's the path, and then over on this side is brush, and on this side is brush. I'm walking on the path, directly below us is the river. Like, right there. I stepped to the side of the path. My feet are right on the edge of the brush to the side of the trail. Like, I'm still on the trail, but my toes are right on the edge. I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, it's so nice here. I'm looking down at the river, and then I look down at my feet. I'm just looking, because I'm like, oh, maybe there's bones right here, because we're right by the river. Well, not right by it. We're about to be right by the river. And I look down, and I see a long thing there, and I was like, oh, interesting, what is that? And I looked at it for a couple seconds longer. I was like, there's no way it's a snake. I'm right by the river. And I kept looking at it, and I was like, what is that? It was a snake. Not just any snake, a rattlesnake. Not kidding you, 5 inches from my big toe. Just chilling. It just sat there. It didn't do anything. It just sat there. And I freaked out. I jumped back and I was like, oh my god, there's a rattlesnake right there. And then so we looked at it for a little bit. I might insert a clip of it. You can't see it at all, but you can maybe catch the vibe of what was going down. Do you see it?
Yeah, it's big. How fast are they? It's huge.
I know.
Oh my god.
Oh, I see its head. I see its head.
Oh, it's moving.
Can I want to see if I can find it on the camera? I have never seen a snake out in the wild that was live. Days before, I told you the story of how we saw that dead snake in the road. That was the first time I'd ever seen a snake out in public, period. Like, not behind glass at a zoo or like at the reptile store. That was the first time I'd ever seen a snail. Oh, I want a snail so bad. I still haven't found a snail, just in case anybody's wondering. That was the first time I've ever seen a snake out in public like that. And then days later, I see one that was alive. I don't know what that means. I don't know what I'm attracting, but stop. I need to stop it. I don't want to attract snakes. No thank you. Why can't I attract a cat? Why can't I attract like a kitten to my doorstep? Why can't I attract an otter? You know, something that I like. A snail? Why? Why can't I attract a snail? But I can get a rattlesnake? Bonkers. Anyways, we sat there, or we stood there for a minute, like looking at it, and I was freaking out. I was like, no, don't go closer to it. And Chris was like, should I poke it? And I was like, no, it's a rattlesnake. If it was like a regular snake, I'd say sure. But a rattlesnake, it's going to come and bite you. And I'm not dealing with a rattlesnake bite right now. And I know you don't want to either. So we watched it kind of slither away. And then we dipped. And that, I think, was enough thrill for me. I don't ever need to see a snake out in the wild ever again. Thank you. I've experienced everything I need to experience now at this point. I don't need to see it again. I don't need to. No. It was not needed again. I've experienced it once. That's enough. But then I started thinking, I was like, is there anywhere in the world where there are not snakes? Because snakes live in every climate. And I looked it up. There's not a single place that doesn't have snakes. Like, not a single country that does not have snakes. Which is horrifying. You can't escape them. They're everywhere. Snakes are all over the place. No matter where you go. No matter what climate you're in. Although I don't understand how they would be in the cold. Because aren't they warm-blooded? Or cold-blooded. They're cold-blooded, right? Because we're warm-blooded, I think. I don't really know. But I can't believe we found a snake. And no bones. I mean, I can believe we didn't find bones. But I still am... I don't know why I'm in that much shock. I think it's just because I've never seen a snake out in the wild that I'm like, dang, they really are here. But, like, I know that they live here. so it's not that crazy or like outlandish. I think to me, I was just like, it felt like culture shock almost to see it just there. Also, the fact that it was right by my feet, I could have died or I could have gotten bit. But it was exciting, I will say that. After that experience, we looked around a little bit, didn't find any bones, and then I think came to the realization that we will not be finding bones here. So we left and drove around to try to find some other fields to find bones in and whatever. And we came across some vultures that were eating their lunch. A nice fresh little roadkill squirrel. If you're squeamish, don't watch this next clip because I'm about to put in a clip of the vultures eating the squirrel. So don't watch if you don't want to see it. It's not that bad, but it's a circle of life, guys. If you've seen Lion King, you're good. You're okay. You can watch it. But we sat there and watched the vulture eat the squirrel. I'm out of breath again. It's because I don't want to keep breathing into the microphone. But if I don't breathe into the microphone, then I just don't breathe, period. And then I end up not breathing. Okay, I think I like this paint color. I think it's a good shade. It is in fact shiny, which is great, but it's not sparkly, which is what I was worried about because there's like glitter in it, not like thick glitter, but there's probably ground up glitter in that paint. So this came out perfect, and it's great. I can add some washes to it to give him some of that distressed metallic look once we get to that point. But yeah, I'm very happy with this shade. This is a very awkward sculpture to paint. Gotta try and get into all these little nooks. Oh. TikTok hates me. They hate me. Not like people on TikTok, but TikTok the company. My TikToks have been getting no views. Not even 100. Not even 100 views. And I think it's because I left TikTok Shop. But it's not my fault they made it suck. So I left TikTok Shop because they changed a whole bunch of policies and now all their rules are stupid and they don't pay you up front. Like you have to wait over a month to get paid for your sales of their products, which is fine for like larger businesses, I suppose. Like they don't maybe need it right away, but I can't wait like a month and a half to get money. Then I'm out product that I could have sold elsewhere at a market or on my website and then got paid right away, you know. So I decided to leave TikTok Shop. I also just, I don't know, I don't think TikTok Shop is the right place for artists. Maybe I know some artists are very successful on there, and I was very successful on there too, actually. It was good for me for a minute, but I think I've just decided that it's not for me anymore, which is alright. I'm gonna use one of these crazy fine brushes to try and get into okay, this is not working at all. I need something. Will this one get in there enough? I think so. Let's try this one. But yeah, so ever since I stopped, or I shut down my TikTok shop and I unlinked it from my TikTok, I've been getting no views, which is alright. I don't know. I mind. Obviously, I would like to have more views and comments and stuff, but it doesn't, like, for me, it doesn't define anything. And I feel okay, even if I don't get views. I don't base my artistic skills or whether or not I'm good based off of my views and stuff, because it's not how it works, you know. But I also just want to stop posting on TikTok as a whole. I think I'm just kind of over it, but as long as it's around, it would be stupid of me to not use it, because it's just such a good way to get out there and get noticed and have views and get people to follow you. It's a great marketing tool. I just don't really like using it. And I talked about it a handful of times on these videos here. So I'm not going to talk about it again, but I'm just letting you know I'm getting 0 views. Completely tanked, which is frustrating. But YouTube Shorts is kind of killing it. YouTube's going great. I love YouTube. I will always forever love YouTube. YouTube has my heart and soul and mind and body forever and ever. I will never not be posting on YouTube. And I think YouTube's making its comeback, which is perfect. We need to bring back YouTube as like the main platform. I don't know, people are just so much more thoughtful, and I say this, I feel like I talk about the same topic in every video, but I receive so much support and like general interest and inquiry on my art on YouTube, whereas TikTok, people don't care. Oh, I can segue into this next topic that I have written down, because this is about TikTok comments and how people comment on TikTok, which I've, again, already discussed, but there's a specific comment that I want to address that people comment everywhere. Yeah, so if you comment on my YouTube videos or my YouTube shorts, thank you. Your comments are always supportive and in-depth and have weight to them, which I appreciate. I think it's much more human and it's more worthwhile getting those comments and responding to them and reading them. Some of you guys write really crazy nice things, which is really insane, and I don't believe it all the time. I'm like, what did I do for you to comment that? All I did was make a silly little moon guy. But it's really cool to read those types of comments. But the comment on TikTok that I can't stand is, he is so me, she's so me, oh, this is so me. You guys say that to every single character that you ever see, ever. You can't be all of these different people. And it's also like, it'll be, the thing that really triggered me, why I got so triggered by this and put this on my list of things to discuss, was because I was watching an edit of Fantastic Mr. Fox. And if you know me, you know I am a die-hard Fantastic Mr. Fox fan. I love that movie more than any other movie ever. It's my favorite movie of all time, and I watch it multiple times a week. Ask anybody in my personal life, and they will tell you that I'm watching that all the damn time. And my favorite character of all time is Ash, because I think he's very relatable, for reasons that I'm not going to discuss just yet. But I find a lot of relatability in him. And I feel like that's kind of like a, if you know, you know. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. But I saw so many people commenting on an edit of Ash, and every comment was, he's so me. I'm so him. Me if you even care. None of you guys have even watched the movie. Half of the comments of people who do that have not watched the movie and put in the time. And you know what? Maybe I'm just bitter about it. So what? Yeah, I probably am. And I don't care. I'm going to defend him with my life. I'm going to defend him like he's my own. Because he is. I am him. I am him. He is me, guys. And I'm going to be so annoyed one day when I see people who do not know anything about Asteroid, don't care about Asteroid or the story, or also just don't relate to him, period. Like, didn't go through any of the same feelings that he did. Comment that. I'm gonna be like, bro, you're not him. I'm so sorry, but you're not him. You know what this looks like right now? I'm about to kill the vibes so hard. Guys, get ready. The vibes, they're about to be killed in 0.2 seconds. I need to finish painting the whole body, and then I can tell you. I'm going to leave the hands. Here's your hint. I'm going to leave the hands the color that they are. And it looks like a character from, well, I would say a pop culture character for sure. Still got a little more to do right in there. I need to find brushes that are more maneuverable. Okay. Now that his whole body's painted, besides his hands, does anybody have a guess what this looks like? It literally looks like that Chuck E. Cheese mouse. Because you know how he's gray and he has like flesh-colored hands? Isn't that nasty, kind of? I'm so sorry, I killed the vibes so hard just now. I'm gonna paint these ASAP. Let's get these paws painted. Paint them. Quicker. Hurry up, Nolan. Hurry up. I'm getting uncomfortable. I don't want him to look like the Chuck E. Cheese mouse. Wow, I mixed up the perfect amount of paint. I always mix more than what I need, which I suppose is, for me, it is better than running out, because odds are I'm not going to be able to mix it the same way that I mixed it the first time. But it is unfortunate to waste paint. I don't waste that much paint. Like, I'm talking like there's just like a little bit left over. I'm not saying there's like an entire bottle left over, but it always sucks to waste paint. But anyways, I mixed this up perfectly this time. Gotta get in all the little nooks. Make sure every little side is painted. In the fingers. I think it's good now. I think I've got everything. Okay. I'm gonna let that sit for like 2 minutes while I mix up a new color. There is a little bit that I missed, but it's okay. I'll just paint it with another shade. because I am gonna go in and wear the paints or his oh, oops, sorry. I don't know how much of that got cut off, but it doesn't matter. It wasn't anything important. So I am gonna go in and wear the damn it. His metal to make it look like distressed. But for now, I'm gonna put all the base paint of his body, I think, and then I will do like the wear and detailing at the end. This camera has half battery, which sucks. So I might. We're already at 30 minutes. I don't know. This one's gonna be probably about an hour. I don't know how long it'll be. You know. I have no clue. But yeah. Sorry, I'm not prepared this time. Also, life hack. If you paint and you need something to clean your brushes, don't buy one of those stupid paint things that clean your brushes. It's not worth it. Just put pebbles in the bottom of your paint jar and it'll help get the paint off. Or maybe marbles or something. I have these little rocks that are just from like a bag of pebbles for like, what's it called? Terrariums. Back when I made terrariums for a minute, that was my hyperfixation for a week, was making terrariums, and I made a bunch of them, and then I let them all fall apart. Okay, so while that dries a little bit more, I'm going to work on his buttons. So on his buttons, he's got a red color, a yellow color, and a blue color. So I'm going to take these. This is orange, actually, so I got to get a red one. 1 second. Okay, here's the red. So he's going to have like a deep red. I only need the tiniest amount of this also. So I'm going to do red, blue, yellow. I do think I'm going to keep him mainly this silver color, or this metal color. I don't think I want him to have much other colors except just being like roughed and weathered. I just don't see him having a lot of color. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, this one looks good. I want one that's like fine but not crazy long, so this one looks good. Okay, let's go ahead and try this. I think we're gonna do the red ones first. I don't know why every time I sit down to film a video, my nose decides to, oh, let's run a marathon right now. Let's go for it. Let's full send. Why? Why do you have to do that? So I've been in the process of looking for an illustration agent of some sorts, or an art agency, because I really want to like do more things. Ugh, I put way too much black. I want to start doing like bigger art things, so I am trying to find an agency or some type of a thing that'll find me work and then they take a cut. I've applied to a few this week, so fingers crossed somebody will reach back, but if not, I'll just keep applying. So If anybody knows any illustration or art agencies, or if you're an agent watching this, please email me. I really want to work with an agency and get more work and representation. So that would be wonderful. I do everything. I can do any type of art you need me to do. I can do it. Okay, so he is triangle, circle, star, triangle, square. So we're gonna do red. The star is yellow. Red, blue, yellow. Red, blue? Or should I do red, blue, yellow, blue, red? That's too symmetrical. Red, blue, yellow, red, blue. I think. Maybe. I'm just gonna go for it. Oh my god. Guys. This brush is amazing. Oh my gosh. Whoa. I'm holding my breath so hard right now. Trying to get this. I'm gonna zoom you in so you can see it a little better. Sorry if you were like studying or something and now I'm going really quiet. I did not die. Nothing bad has happened. Guys, these brushes are a life changer, a life saver. What's the phrase? I don't know. I can make up my own phrases. Why am I always being like, what's the phrase? Let me just make up my own phrases, guys. If I want to make up my own phrase, let me do it. I'm holding my breath again. I can't do it. I can't. I have to remember to breathe. I'm so glad that I'm filming while doing this, because if I was doing this without a camera, trust and believe, this would be up in my face like this, and I would be with the worst posture ever. I do like filming while I paint and sculpting for posture's sake. I do feel like I can't get as much of a grip and like do as well though when it's this far away from my face. Okay. Red is done for now. An update on my hard drives, because I told you, I said, trust and believe, I'm going to update you on my hard drive saga. Everything's good. I got everything transferred the way that I needed to. Now my current hard drive is basically brand new, because I had so much extra space on the other two that I could move stuff around. Everything got sorted out. I bought a new one so that I could transfer everything from the first one to the new one and get it reformatted without losing everything. So we're doing good. Having all that stuff organized feels like a breath of fresh air, let me tell you. Oh my gosh, it feels amazing that I can like have everything the way that I need it to. Okay, here's the blue. Need a little more black. Ugh, I get scared adding black because you can mess it up real quick. Okay, this is a nice blue. Perfect. It's like a nice faded kind of blue. Okay. We're gonna go back in with that brush. We're gonna do the circle. Oh, you guys couldn't even see that. I was gonna say, can you guys see that? Guys, so good. Oh, the camera's dying. I'm gonna paint this square over here, plug in that, charge the battery, and I'll get back to you in a minute once this dries up, which is fine because I do need to eat lunch. So we'll just pretend that I didn't edit it together and that it kept rolling. So let me get this square done, and then we will take an intermission. Although there won't be an intermission for you, there'll be an intermission for me. But we're gonna go right back into doing this star when I get back. Nice. Okay, I will be back in a minute. I gotta let these charge. I hate technology. Okay, we're back. It has been like 2 hours since I was last filming, and these batteries were taking so long to charge, but nonetheless, here we are. We're almost done. We've only got one star to paint, the eyes, and then just have to weather him and give him a few washes of different paints for some detailing, and then he's done. We are in the final stages, and it's kind of sad actually thinking about it, because I don't know, this is the first project that I've done with this new like video style, and I had so much fun with it. So I'm excited to do more, but I think this one might always have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart. Maybe. I don't know. I have some Lilikoi Passion Aloha drink with me. Let's get to it. All we have to do is that yellow paint right here. So RIP that little droplet of paint that I put there to mix up. The next thing I have written down actually no, wait, I'll say that after this one. I'll say this thing first. The Tortured Poets Department, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift dropped not one but 2 albums technically this weekend, and I ate it up. Of course, I will always eat up Taylor Swift music. However, this album is not my favorite Taylor Swift album. Granted, it's only been out for a weekend, and I have a history of not liking the album that was just released for the first few days to a week, maybe longer. I didn't love Midnights when it first came out. I will be so real. I did not like it. I didn't hate it. I like this one less than I liked Midnights when I listened to it the first time. I think she's oversaturating just a tad. You know, music takes time to make, And I'm not saying like she's not good at it. I just think she needs to take a little bit of a break from releasing stuff. Besides the re-records, I think she should focus on just giving us Reputation and Debut. And before any Swiftie comes for me, just don't. One, I don't care what you have to say. Two, people can have opinions. Doesn't make my opinion wrong. Doesn't make your opinion wrong. Doesn't mean anything to Taylor Swift. She does not care. They're just my opinions, and I don't care what a Swiftie has to say or any fandom person has to say. People can have opinions, and just because I don't like one album doesn't mean that I don't like her or that I'm a fake fan. And even if I was a fake fan, who cares? You guys are so I'm not saying just Swifties. I'm saying stan culture in general. Y'all are so annoying. So annoying. But that's another topic for a different time. But half of the album I enjoy. Another half of the songs I've only listened to one time, so maybe I need to give them a few more listens before I make a full judgment. But they just weren't that memorable to me, and I didn't really vibe with them the first time I listened, so I haven't listened to them again. I'll be honest. Half of them I have not listened to. But my top 5. Number 1, Fresh Out the Slammer. That one is so good. So good. 2, Guilty as Sin. 3, I'm Gonna Get You Back. 4, Down Bad. 5, Fortnite. I actually really like Fortnite. And I'm gonna do an honorable mention. 6 is did I already say I can do it? No, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart is number 6. I said I'm Gonna Get You Back. I really like those. Oh, wait, no. And then there's Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. Okay, maybe I have 7 that I like. Those are my top 7. The other ones I either think are just mid, or I just don't think that they're good. Some of her writing is a little meh. And the only reason why people are critiquing the writing so hardly is because she says and claims that she is a writer. So if someone says and claims that they do X, Y, and Z, you're going to expect them to do really well in X, Y, and Z. If I say I'm a sculptor, you expect me to know how to sculpt this, instead of just sculpting like a little ball with 2 dots in it, right? If I were to say, oh, like I'm a sculptor and it's my job, and I make one singular round ball and paint 2 dots on it, you're gonna be like, what? That is not sculpting. That's the same thing. You expect what someone says is what you expect. So when you expect that and you don't really get that, you're just kind of... And it doesn't mean she's a bad songwriter. I just think some of the songwriting in this last album, kind of mid, kind of lazy. I'll be honest. Doesn't mean she's bad overall. Just some of the songs I thought were just... A lot of her stuff feels kind of gimmicky sometimes. And it's like we're always waiting for the punchline, which kind of... Sometimes it takes you out of listening to the music. Sometimes you just want to listen to music and have it be good and not expect like, oh my god, she's going to say something really crazy, and then she doesn't, and then it's just kind of a letdown. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Overall, I think the album's good. It's not my favorite Taylor Swift album, but again, give it a few weeks, maybe it will be. I don't think it will. Midnights, the first night, I was like, oh, it's okay. Second morning, I was like, oh no, this is good. So I kind of switched right away. This one I'm still kind of like weary about. I don't think we needed 31 songs. If she wanted to drop that many songs, she should have just given us Reputation. My opinions. You can be mad, and if you're going to be mad, go fight with the wall, because I'm not responding. I don't care. God forbid people have opinions. What am I doing now? Okay. Now I I think I'm gonna... No, let's just go for it. I'm gonna paint the eyes now. His eye sockets are gonna be just black. Where's that one brush that I use? There's one brush that I use for painting eyes, but I don't see it. Is it in here? I'll try this one. So yeah, black paint. In the little sketch, he does have eyebrows. I don't know if I'm going to give him eyebrows in this, or if he will have eyebrows ever again. Because we'll see. He might. We're going to have to toy around with that idea for a minute. It just depends on how... Oh, well, I do have those new brushes, so I can actually make the eyebrows a lot thinner than usual. Sometimes I like to have... When I do eyebrows for most of the characters that I do, I would say 90% of the characters have really thin, like 1920s arched eyebrows. I really like that sad, melancholic look. So almost all the characters have that. But sometimes it comes out a little thicker than I would like it to be, and that's just because the brushes aren't thin enough. The ones that I have had are not thick enough, or not thin enough to make it as like dainty as I would like it to be. But now that I have those thin ones, it might be a lot smoother. I know you can't see this, I'm sorry. I'm holding my breath again. I'm holding my breath. I will say, there are very few things that are... Okay, not very few, but being a Swiftie is very fun because you never know what you're gonna get, really. And like to drop a double album is really crazy and exciting. But I just question the authenticity as well, because it's hard to create stuff that authentic that often and have it all be good. But at the same time, she has access to whatever she wants, and a lot of the stuff that she creates is a lot easier for her to create just because of the privilege that she has. And I think people often don't realize that. But I don't know. I do think she should take a little bit of a break of releasing new stuff, focus on re-records and the tour and stuff. Give people a room to breathe, and also give her space to like create new stuff with a new sound. A lot of it does sound the same, and I am not a Taylor Swift hater by any means. I love Taylor Swift. She's my top artist on Spotify, okay? But you can still, you can critique the person that you like while still being a huge fan, okay? So, save it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna try and give him eyebrows. I'm gonna do it. Let me see if I do it with this brush. Okay, I don't think... I'm scared of that brush. That brush is a little too long. I'm gonna try it with this one. So once I finish this sculpture, I don't really know what the next project is going to be. Probably gonna do a couple floater videos of like just drawing. Probably another comic strip, illustration, and painting video where I write a comic strip, sketch it, and then another video of inking or coloring it. I'm sorry if this light is obnoxious. I need it to see, okay? Please. Okay. I'm kind of scared. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We can always fix it. I'm unsure. Okay, the right eyebrow is always the easy one to do. It's the it's the second one, because I gotta flip it around and do it like mirrored. So here's where things may go south. I think that's okay. I think I like it. It's in the sketch, and every other time I've already drawn him, he has eyebrows, so I think it would be weird if I just like didn't put eyebrows on him. Also eyebrows and like the under eye lines and bags that I put under things are kind of like my signature art thing that I do. I'm not saying it's my original thing. I'm just saying that's like I put that on everything. It's either they've got eyebrows, they got eye bags, or they have a star, or they have little swirly loops. Those are my signatures on I don't think I've drawn a single thing that doesn't have one of those elements in it. I put that in everything. Okay, so I'm going to blow dry that. I brought the blow dryer. So for the next 30 seconds, pretend that you're listening to your favorite song, okay? I'm going to mute you so you don't have to hear this. You're welcome. 30 seconds. Pretend. Probably not even that long. Pretend you're listening to your favorite song right now. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Hold on. Okay. So now that that's done, this is the part that I am also a little bit scared for. I'm not 100% confident in my washing. Whoa, there's a whole lens flare in there. My wash and my aging skills. I'm okay at it. I'm not super great at it, I don't think. I don't know. It just intimidates me a little bit. So I'm gonna take a brush that is very fluffy like this one. This is a Artist Loft Tribeca Mop 1.5 inch brush. I feel like a beauty guru when they show you what brush they're using. But this is the one that I'm going to use to weather him. So what I'm going to do is mix up a color that's a little bit darker than this gray of his body. So to do that, I'm going to take some bronze, and I'm going to try it with some of the silver actually. I'm going to mix up bronze, silver, and white, I think. Oh no, bronze, silver, and black, I mean. So I'm going to do a bit of silver, a bit of bronze, and then I'll take that black that's already there. I'll just mix it up with another brush. So I'm going to mix these together first. So basically a wash is you're going to mix up the color that you want, and then I forget what the other word is called. There's something else for what it is that I'm doing. But a wash is where you will dilute the paint with a lot of water, and then ooh, that's going to be that's way too dark. Okay, so let's mix what's on my brush into here maybe. Ugh, that still seems like it's going to be, that's too glittery also. So I'm going to just mix that with some white. That's too glittery. Like I can see the specks of glitter, and I don't want that. I do want it to be shiny or a little glossy, but I don't want to see glitter. But a wash is where you'll dip your brush in water, and then it'll be mostly water with some pigment, and then it just adds like a very, very thin layer of paint, and adds, dang, I need it to be darker, and adds in just some depth and some variation to the detail in your sculpture. I do want, I think I'm going to add a tiny bit of brown just to give it almost like a little bit of a rusty kind of a wash. Oops, that might have been a little too much. Oops. Oh well, we'll see. Because I do want him to look like he's also been outside for a while, but he's not rusted, but he has a little bit of weathering. Gosh, how many times am I going to say weathering? He's weathered. Let me get it out of my system. Weathered. He's weathered. He's weathered because he's been outside, and he's weathered, and he's a little bit messed up because he's weathered. Maybe that'll get it out of my system. I think it needs to be a little darker. So I'm gonna weather. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna weather him at like the joints of his body, so his like knees, right in here, on the shoulders, right here down by the wrists, on the bolts on the sides of his legs and his feet, the hinges on his feet, and then maybe a little bit around this. This is a thing that opens up inside of him, and then kind of same thing on the back. So I'm just gonna try it. I don't want it to be dripping. I'm gonna try it on the back of him first, just because it's gonna be easier to fix on the back of him. So basically, I'll zoom you in a little bit so you can see it a little better. I also need paper towels. Whoa, I'm almost out of paper towels. Because then you kind of like wet it and then wipe it off, damp it off a little bit, and then you might be able to see. I think I need to do it a little bit darker. but it just adds, you can't see it, it adds a little bit of depth, but this is not a deep enough color. I need it to be more, I don't know what it needs to be. This is a little too red. I think I'm going to add in a little bit of yellow. I don't know if that's going to do anything, but we're going to try. Color theory has left the chat. Let's do a drop of yellow. See what that does. We're winging it, okay? We're experimenting. Okay, I gotta remember that this camera's about to die again. Jeez, this video's long too. I knew this one was gonna be long because in the last video I made where I was painting, that was my longest video until I did the sculpting video that's before this one for auto. That one was also pretty long, but painting always takes me way longer than I assume it will. Okay, so I'm gonna go along the joints, up the feet, down there, up here in the hinges, and then before it dries, just kind of dab it off a little bit. Because you don't want to paint it on, but you do want it to leave a little bit of a tint. There. I like that. Okay, I'm vibing with that. Can you see it at all in the camera? A little bit down here. A little bit. Maybe you can see it better in there. Probably not. The lighting is weird. I'm sorry. I have like a stethoscope, or no, I have like a pinpointed light on it right now because it's dark outside. Or not dark, but it's getting there. So I'm gonna add just some of this to his arms. And then dab it off. Okay. Do a little more. Just a tiny bit of water. Why is this brush here? It's in the way. Get out of the way. Put a little bit on the handle, around some of the base of him, and then dab it off. The other day, I saw a video of, what's her name? Real HRH Collection. If you know who she is, you know who she is. If you don't need to look her up. You're okay. If you've gone this far on the internet and you haven't seen her, consider yourself lucky. But I saw a video of HRH Collection, and she makes jewelry. Pretend I did air quotes there. And she posted a video of this little robot charm that she got that is literally, I think it was from like AliExpress or somewhere that's cheap. Like, it was not a nice piece and it was like a very cheap charm, but she sells her stuff for like hundreds of dollars. And then in the video, she was like, so here's the charm. She was showing it, and she was like, it's handmade. And I was thinking, it led me to this thought, which is the main thought of what I'm about to say, is what considers something to be handmade? I think people go way too far nowadays marketing things as handmade. Some of the things you're doing are not handmade. I'm sorry. Like, the jewelry like she does. If you're doing jewelry and all you do is attach a pre-made charm that you have already purchased from someone else who made it, whether they made it by hand or not, doesn't matter. But if you're purchasing an already made charm and attaching it to an already made chain, that's not handmade. Hand assembled, maybe. You could label it hand assembled, but it's not handmade. But people put everything as handmade, and some of you guys need to chill out, because that's not handmade. It's hand assembled. So label it for what it is. No more labeling jewelry as handmade. Unless you yourself are sculpting or creating the charms, or it's some unique type of a chain that is literally made by you, don't call it handmade. And listen, don't get mad. I used to make jewelry the same way, with pre-made charms on pre-made necklaces, and I did label them as handmade back in 2020. I did that, okay? Now looking back, I would never do that, and that was so stupid of me to say that it was handmade when it wasn't. But I stopped doing that very quickly, and then I started sculpting the jewelry. That is handmade. So if someone sculpts earrings or sculpts necklaces and whatever, and you're sculpting it, kudos to you, props to you. That is handmade jewelry. You cannot say that something you purchased from AliExpress and then assembled is handmade. It's not handmade. People need to chill with calling things handmade. What's another thing people say is handmade when I'm like, I don't think that's not handmade. I don't know. There's other things. But I just think we need to tone it down a little bit. Does that make sense? Is that crazy for me to say? I don't think it's crazy for me to say, because everybody in the comments were like, handmade? Yeah, right. You just put it together. And that's when I was like, wait, that's so true. People need to stop labeling things as handmade. That kind of ties into like Depop sellers in a different way. It gives me the same vibe as Depop sellers. And I'm sorry, I don't like you Depop sellers. I don't like most of you. Most of you are just... It's just, I don't know. Everybody has their own opinion on that. And I'll talk about them different. I have that written down for a different topic. I just don't want to talk about it right now because it's for a different video. But not everything is handmade. And also, it doesn't have to be handmade. You don't have to market things as handmade to sell them. You should put hand assembled for sure. Like it's, yeah, assembled by you, but it's not handmade. I think handmade needs to refer to like start to finish. It is made by hand, by you, like you're creating it, not you're just assembling it. Because that's not, I don't know, I don't think that's handmade. It is hand assembled. Okay, so here's where we're at with the weathering. I'm going to now go in with like a darker silverish black to just emphasize the grooves and the screws in his body. Oh, I totally forgot to do this again. I'm so sorry. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to, is that goofy to watch me do that? I need to keep putting on a timer. I keep forgetting. Although, I think we'll be done very soon. So, I'm not going to put one on now. Okay. That looks good to Let me emphasize some dirt into his dents. And just a little bit more weathering around the sides. Okay. You can kind of see it. I'll insert photos of it so you can see what it looks like. Obviously at the end I'll show you like nice photos of it too. But that is where we're at. I'm going to add some darker silver and then put a little red dot on here because this is supposed to be a little flashing light on his head. And then we're going to be done. Yeah. Oh, I'm sad. I don't want him to be done. I don't want him to be done. We're going to use this brush. Perhaps. Okay. Take a little bit of white. And then a little bit of black. Like that much. We're going to mix it together, and then I'm going to use that thin brush, and I'm just going to go through the grooves of things to kind of add a little bit of dimension. And yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it, because I want him to all be the same color. Like his entire body is made out of the same metal, like founded from the same source, from the same place. Like he's the same everywhere, so there's not going to be different colors of metal on him. Needs more black. Oh, that was probably way too much. I'm sure it's going to be too much. Well, maybe not. Okay, that might be good. So let's get as much of that off as I can. And here we go. The final parts. Final details of Otto. I'm going to take that cap off. I feel like it's going to fall and get all over the paint, and then get all over. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit now. No, I should zoom you in. I'm just going to move over. And then move this over too. Okay. Okay, not dark enough. Yay. I've ran out of things to say. If you can't tell. I thought I didn't write down as much stuff to talk about, and I also, because I didn't think that this video was going to be this long. I don't know, I never expect painting to be as long as it is, but it always ends up being super long, so I don't have anything else to say. I don't have anything exciting happening. I don't have anything to share. Oh, I guess I can say that I have new products coming very soon on my website. So if you want to go get some products from me, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to start doing a lot more sculptural pieces that are like one-time sold. Meaning, I'm just going to make like one of them and then sell it online. And then if it sells, it sells. And then that's about it. I've been doing like made-to-order pieces where I will list it and then people will order it, and then I make it based on how many are ordered, because that's a lot easier to like track and make them that way than making a batch of them. It also is less supplies, less money, yada yada. But I want to start making a lot more designs and newer pieces. I don't want to keep making the same things over and over. So I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start doing the phone sculptures, which I can show you in a second. It's basically just a sculpture that attaches to your phone via MagSafe. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm the only person who's ever done that. Simply for the fact of just like having an art piece on the back of your phone. There's no like functionality to it. Like, it's not a pop socket. It's not a charger. It's just to look cool and have a little, take a little art piece with you. So I'm gonna hand sculpt them, paint them, handmade. And then you can just have a little art piece on your phone. So let me show you what that looks like. I've only made one of them so far. Where is it? Oh, it's up here. Like this. It just attaches to the back of your phone via MagSafe. And yeah, I think they're cool. I like it. I like putting things on my phone. And I think that they're interesting. I scoured the internet for them. But again, I'm claiming that I'm the first person to do it until proven otherwise, because I've never seen anybody do it. But if you've seen it, let me know. The other day I did come across somebody who made something eerily similar to Asteroid. Like, very similar. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I definitely made Asteroid before them. Like, years before. But I was just like, people are getting close to him. I will fight tooth and nail to protect him. I don't care. Oh, my biggest fear is like somebody from like Disney seeing him and then thinking he's cool, and then they rip him off, and then suddenly everybody's like, oh my gosh, this looks just like blah 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 from Disney. And I'm gonna be like, no, actually that thing looks like blah 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 from 1205 from 1205 Studios. It looks like Asteroid from 1205 Studios. It's the other way around. But I am so scared of that happening. But trust and believe, if that ever does happen, I'll go to court. I'll find the money. I'm going to court. It's a trial. Yeah? Hold on. Anyways, I will fight tooth and nail for Asteroid, or for Otto, or Lucille, or any other character that I ever make. These are my children. Until I have real children. And then my children are going to have to compete with my characters for my attention. Wait, no, they actually will. Because I'm hoping that this is what I get to do forever. Make books and movies and sculptures and things based off of them. Based off of Asteroid and Otto and Lucille. I'm gonna add some lines to the top of him right here. Don't know if I like that. Okay. Just a couple more to the front. And then I think he's good to go. I'm just going to add that red dot to his face or his little antenna. I'm going to put some definition. Oh. Okay. There we are. Red dot. And then we're done. I will probably add a few more details at some point. But for the most part, he's 99% done. But sometimes I go back and add a few more details. I am also going to try and find a way to add his little whirly thing that goes right below his antenna, because he has a little thing that like floats around it, and I didn't figure that out yet, so I need to do that. But there's the dot. I'm going to try and add... I need a little bit of white. Oh no! I'm going to try and add a little bit of an illusion to maybe make it look like it's glowing. Don't think I'm going to be able to achieve it that well, but I'm going to try right now. I'm just going to add a white glow to the center. And, like, dab it. I don't think that really did anything. That didn't do anything. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. There we go. He's done. I think. He's done for now. 99% done. Yeah. I'm going to add in some B-roll footage of him now. But here he is. This is the first full sculpture I've done in a while. And I'm happy with him. Please be nice to me. If you hate him, you don't need to tell me. Keep scrolling. Go watch another video. I don't need to know. Just gonna add a few more details actually. Rough up the bottom of his feet a little bit. But yeah, there he is. All done. Ready to go. I'm going to put in some B-roll footage of him now, and then that'll be it for the video. Yeah. I'm going to turn that one off. Okay. There we are. Little auto. All done. I love him. I'm very happy with him. He came out exactly how I wanted him to. Again, I'm gonna probably go back and add details here and there, but for the most part, he's done. And any details I do add, nobody's gonna notice anyways. So there he is, my little auto. yeah, if you have any ideas of what if you have any ideas of what you want me to sculpt next, let me know. If you have any comic strip ideas, whatever, for some more art and chat episodes, let me know, and I will most likely do them. Yeah. Here are some final finished photos of him as well. And I will leave you be now. This video was super long, so my apologies, but my brain's dead, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go. So that's all for the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, also, there's gonna be a project video. That's gonna be a very quick, summarized version of the process, start to finish. Probably the next video after this one. So stick around for that if you want to see that. I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.